Hi everyone, welcome to the Lead Forward Learning video for the TEKS Snapshot. We're so glad you're here. To find the TEKS Snapshot resources, just go to leadforward.com. Once you're on our webpage, click Resources. From the Content Builder tab, you'll find snapshots in the second column next to the grade level listings. Snapshots are available in all grades in the 4 core subjects, and while they're all basically organized in the same way and include much of the same information, the distinct nuances of each content area do require certain aspects of the snapshot in that content area to be unique. Shown here is an example of a TEKS snapshot for biology. This snapshot answers the questions: what are students supposed to learn? What are we supposed to teach? And what will be assessed on STAR? Snapshots for math, science, and social studies are organized with the content process design that is seen in many other Lead Forward resources, like the teacher learning reports. Color coding is used to easily locate and study standard types. Every time you see blue, it represents process standards, which reflect the thinking and processing that kids are expected to use. Process standards are divided into tools to know, which is how kids access information or get started, and the ways to show, how kids demonstrate learning. Process standards should be integrated within all instructional planning and delivery. TEKS clusters are unique bundles of student expectations that reflect the way concepts or topics are taught. TEKS clusters define what students have to walk away knowing, and they act as filing cabinets for bundled student expectations. TEKS clusters, including aligned knowledge and skill statements, are always going to be color-coded in gray because, well, gray matters. Now, every time you see green, it signifies the readiness standards. Green grows learners, grows the learning, grows the concept over time. Readiness standards are essential in concept development and are critical for a student's academic readiness within each subject area. Every time you see yellow, it represents supporting standards, which means slow down. Let's shed a little light on things. We cannot get to green without the sunshine. Standards that are not color-coded are part of the taught curriculum, but they will not be assessed on STAR. Another helpful feature on the math, science, and social studies snapshots is a projection of the aggregate number of items on STAR for the TEKS cluster, based on average item counts for the bundled standards over time. In English language arts and reading, snapshots are organized around how student expectations function within the moving parts of a reading and writing classroom. These new reading and writing snapshots are quite different than in the other content areas. Let's take a look. The ELAR snapshots begin with the cluster called Literacy Routines, which reflects the foundational standards related to oral language, such as listening, speaking, discussion. These are embedded into every subsequent instructional component. Literacy routines that focus on oral language are used all day, every day. Application statements represent the end goal, what we're looking for, listening for, and moving students to be able to apply independently. The standards within that cluster are the focus of instruction as we work towards application of the end goal. Word study is the second cluster on the ELAR snapshot. Word study is the instructional component where we introduce and focus on the written language. During word study time, we address word structure knowledge in beginning reading and writing through phonics, phonemic awareness, morphology, and print concepts as we develop students' reading and writing fluency or encoding and decoding skills. This is also where we work on our vocabulary standards and where students learn about words and how to put words together and how words make meaning. The next instructional component is shared or core reading, depending on the grade level, and is the most robust component as it includes all of the core reading texts. Shared and core reading is where students learn and practice everything associated with reading. They learn from and with the teacher and each other within collaborative reading instruction. This component is designed to reflect the reading process itself, and it organizes the standards within a grade level scaffold that demonstrates the way that reading functions. The standards clustered within shared or core reading are divided into 3 sections. The first section are what we call the tools to know, which are the metacognitive processing and comprehension strategies that fluent readers use. The tools to know include the reading process tools, which is the thinking that's happening within the text, and the comprehension tools, which is the thinking that's happening with the text. These are the most fundamental skills we must model and develop in our students, as they are essential to success in all of the subsequent reading standards. The next section of shared or core reading is the ways to show. And these are the standards that are all about what the author said. The multiple genre standards require that students think about the meaning of what they read and reflect that they understand what they're reading. This section starts with the end goal or application and then organizes the standards into scaffolded categories on which to focus instruction. Within the ways to show, students must first understand genre characteristics to be able to understand and determine overall meaning, and then move to the most complex of the categories, which is analysis for deeper meaning. This format allows for a focus on a singular genre or to study particular elements across multiple genres. In addition to the tools to know and ways to show standards, share or core reading also includes a section called Author's Craft. This is the most complex and depends on students' proficiency in the tools to know and the ways to show. Now, instead of reading as a reader, students are expected to read as a writer and to think about the writing. Here we're looking at what authors do and why, and the choices that the author made that they too are going to have the choices to make in their own writing. We again have the end goal or student application. In the instructional focus section, standards are categorized by levels of complexity, beginning with point of view, then moving to structure, and finishing with the author's use of language. Similar to the ways to show category, the format allows for a focus on one genre or across multiple genres. Independent reading is the component that follows and addresses the required time for self-sustained reading with self-selected text. Then we have responding to text. This very new important component is where students demonstrate learning and respond to what they read, hear, or view, both orally and in writing. Okay, so the last page of the ELAR snapshot includes writing. The writing tools to know are divided into the phases of the writing process: drafting, which is planning and developing, revision, editing, and publishing. The application statements are anchored to the various genres of writing in the designated grade level. The final cluster is research, and this one can be embedded within writing, shared reading, and so forth. Remember that there are many resources to support your work on the Lead Forward website. TEKS Snapshots and other resources are also available on the free Lead Forward app. And then please know that the Lead Forward crew is always here for you as well. At Lead Forward, we believe that when you lead learning, you change the world. Thank you for committing to student learning, your own growth as an educator, and for watching this video.